What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for weekly Indie Newcomer, the weekend series where you and I take a look at an indie game that's been bouncing around my brain over the course of the last week or so. This week we're taking a look at Antihero, which is a crime simulator set in Victorian England, where you take your urchins, your cockney cut purses, your knives in the back alley, and you attempt to take over certain residential districts by using skullduggery, trickery, and outright murder, if you can. I played the game for about, I've played the tutorial, and I've beaten the first couple missions that they set up in front of me. I've got a rough idea for how the game functions at this point, so I figured I'd invite you over to take a look at what is, I think, the first access that you can get to the game, in all honesty. I've been watching this one for a little bit of time, and they finally put it up on itch.io for sale, and I was like, ooh, I gotta get this game, like, right now, because I love me a little bit of chavvy crime, a little bit of cockney crime, and so we're gonna do it today. Let's play some Antihero. There's 3 modes right now. The tutorial gets you acclimated with the game. It teaches you how to play it. Online, I don't have a login, and then Skirmish is the one we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna put it on random. I don't know how this is gonna go, but if people end up liking this series, I might do a follow-up episode where we play like another map, but we'll do random for right now and see what happens. And we got to choose our Master Thief. So we've got Longfinger, we've got Ava, we've got Lygrave, and we've got Thea. I don't really care. We'll go with Longfinger, because if Futurama taught me anything, it's that the Thing Longer is one of the greatest inventions that mankind has ever managed to line up. We will play against the AI. So there it is. It's Longfinger versus Lygrave. So here's our first little thief. Now, you'll notice that there's a lot of clouds around, and that's not just because of the Industrial Revolution. That's not because everything in this time period is fueled by coal. That's actually because we haven't scouted these areas, and that's one of the first things we want to do. Now, these little clouds in between are streets, and if we end on the end of a street, it will give us the entire street. So let's say that I scouted right here. Ideally, that would give me this entire strip to function with, and if you haven't scouted an area, your thugs won't go through it. This is your main character. He cannot be attacked. He cannot die. He can attack other people, and he can do some basic functions like robbing and scouting, but for the most part, you want to use him to kick off or use him as a diving board for all of your other thugs. He's good for initiating, but he's not good for following through until you get him a whole bunch of upgrades. Instead, you want to use him to generate income for right now and to scout locations. On our first turn, he's got his 2 action points right there. He can do 2 things on his turn. Aside from that, what you need to know about the point of the game is to get victory points. These up here are victory points that are empty. You can get these through killing political rivals. You can get these through accumulating blackmail. You can get them by, I think, major heists. You can get them through... There's a bunch of ways that you can get these, and we'll be seeing those as the game unfolds, basically, and the goal is to get 5 of them so that you can beat the other guy. If you fill up your meter, essentially what that represents is that you have beaten him politically, violently, financially. Every single time you take a victory point, that basically represents that your arsenal of skullduggery has increased, and once it maxes out, that means that you're just an unbeatable force in the city. So for right now, what we need to do, I would recommend that we scout. Well, we're gonna need some cash too. We got 0 money. We have 2 lanterns. Lanterns are used for research, for upgrading your units and making them better. Cash is used for buying new units and also initiating a bunch of other different functions. This is the trees right here that you can upgrade things through with the lanterns. You've got skullduggery, sneakery, and stabbery. I would recommend that in the beginning we get cooking, because urchins are super useful. You really, really, really want urchins. The scout, the Master Thief, gets an additional action, is also a pretty good one to go with, because being able to scout faster than your enemy means that your minions will be able to go on the offensive faster than he will, because he just flat out hasn't uncovered the streets in order to fight.
What's that?
So now that we've got our urchin, what I would recommend is that we scout the Greater Welt. We're going to burgle this house, and that'll give us access to this entire block.
For me.
So there it is. We got 2 gold. On this block, there's an estate. That means that we can rob it for artwork and some other stuff. We can scout this street, or we can scout this street. I think this street is more useful, so we're going to scout this one. Oh, it only did that street right there. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. I wasn't expecting that, but I can live with it. We've got an urchin right here who's not actually that useful. Urchins are fragile and can be murdered very, very easily, because at the end of the day, they're small children. Doesn't matter how thuggish, ruggish a child is when he goes up against a grown-ass man with a beard and a cudgel. Probably not going to come out of that exchange real well. I probably should not have spawned him. I thought that when I came down here, it was going to scout this whole street, and then I was going to send him into the trading house. I learned this lesson the hard way.
I am God.
So, there's an assassination contract. He's begun infiltrating an abattoir, or the abattoir sluice, which is the neighborhood. Oh, The children can't be attacked on in between turns. I learned a new thing today.
On it.
Yeah, scout that right there. So when you click on this, it's going to let you know what you've scouted and what's available to be seen. So we've got, that's a policeman right there. He's a watchman. The watchmen serve no function except that your minions cannot move past them without killing them. So he's essentially a roadblock. If we want to move down this street, we've either got to go around or we've got to kill him. Now, when you kill the watchman, you do get whatever change or money is in their pockets. So it's not a complete and total loss. He's got to scout that first, so we've still got this urchin just hanging around, not really being that useful. If nothing else, on every turn, if you can't do anything, what you can do is, I'm going to get the additional action for, does that apply? It's retrograde, good. We'll scout the South Shivers Trading House. And so we've scouted it. We got 2 gold out right there as well, which is utterly fantastic. I'm going to have my urchin infiltrate. Now, that's the main function of the urchin. The urchin is not to fight. The urchin is not to scout. What the urchin does is he just hangs out at locations. And once enough urchins are in that location, the game just assumes that you're stealing and burgling from that location with your urchins at such a high rate. They're eavesdropping. They're accumulating information there as well. So having 1 urchin right here, that means that every single turn, we're now getting 1 free research, which is now indicated on this side. If we get 3 of them inside this building, we get 2 research every single turn, which means that our upgrades are going to be coming quite rapidly. Alternatively, there are like public houses. You get information from there, so that you turn that into blackmail and stuff like that. There's banks. If your urchins hang around in a bank, they just like pickpocket people and make money for you every single turn. They are useful. Now, urchins can be kicked off of a location by gangsters. We don't have any gangsters right now, but we will. Don't worry. We'll have gangsters in the future soon. We got 4 gold. I don't know if I want to drop that on an urchin just yet. I may let it just pile up in my pocket. There's no limit to the amount of purchases you can make per turn or the amount of things you can do with gold and research. So sometimes it makes sense just to like limit your liabilities and just keep everything in cash rather than having a whole bunch of units that can be killed or ousted. There's our lantern for the turn. Very, very nice. Liegrave, what are you up to? I feel like I messed up on my first turn, so he might be a little bit ahead right now. Someone got killed, and there's been an infiltration over there, but aside from that, we don't really know what happened. Let's watch our end of the block. I'm going to have Liegrave scout right here so that we get a view of the street. I'm going to have him burgle this house.
Got it.
So we found ourselves Sudden Clap Estate. Yes, if you find yourself with a case of the Sudden Clap, that's probably not real good. Keep burgling houses. Also scouting.
On my way.
So he's got a gangster right there. This guy is a gang. So essentially the gang kind of works. There's another card called the Thug as well. The Thug is the exact same as a police officer. The only difference is that you control the Thug. So you can put a Thug on any street corner and the enemy has to kill him before they can walk down that street. Now, you can also take the Thug and you can fold a Thug into a gang. If you fold the Thug into a gang, his HP goes up. And as he gets better and better at whacking people, he'll gain skills. You kind of want to keep the enemy from accumulating gangs that are too powerful. Otherwise, that becomes a major, major problem for you. However, we don't have a whole lot of useful stuff on our end of the street right now. I'm a little disappointed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a gang right now. So we now have the ability to get gangs, which will be useful. We can't hire any gangs this turn. Oh, we got our freebie gang right there. Never mind. Okay. Let's go ahead and we're going to whack this constable to get him out of the way. And so he goes down. We smack him with a brick bat. Down he goes. The brick bat is my favorite ancient weapon. And by ancient weapon, I mean from like 100 to 200 years ago. It's legitimately just a brick. It's a brick bat. It's a brick that you hit somebody with because you don't have any other weapon. But it's legit. We're going to give him +1 to damage so that he can one-shot their guy, and their guy can't one-shot us. There's our research. Tick, tick, ticking on up. Now, the enemy tends to prioritize killing your gangsters. Oh, yeah, his weapons upgrade, by the way. Pretty cool stuff. If you look, he had a big piece of wood before, a 2x4. Now he's got himself a baller-ass cane. Oh, he left himself exposed. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Gangster, go get him. Gang war!
Of course.
It's the Dead Rabbits versus whatever the hell the name of the other gang was out here, but we just got ourselves a gold coin, and he levels up. I'm going to make it so that he gets an extra gold per kill. You can also make him, if you wanted to get rid of people's urchins, you can do that with gangsters. So gangsters can run up inside trading houses and just kick out urchins and kill them, basically. I don't think they exist anymore after you kick them out. I need to scout and see what he's doing over here. Oh, that's just a constable. Okay. He doesn't have the dagger yet? Oh, that costs us 2 research to get the dagger. We can make it so that our main character can attack with one of his action points once per turn if we really, really want to. I'm going to scout out this way, and we'll just see what we get. We're going to burgle this block. And that right there is a bank, as far as I know. So we've got quite a bit of cash right now. I think if we really, really wanted to focus on it, we could bring our research up to the next level, and I'm going to do that. Oi, oi, bruv.
I'm here. I'm on
So
it.
we're going to infiltrate the trading house through the back door, obviously, because that's the most sensual way to infiltrate it.
Let's go.
And having 3 urchins inside this building gives us now 2 lanterns per turn. Very, very good stuff, and that's actually going to help us outrun our foes in the tech race. I know it doesn't seem super awesome for right now, but trust me, it's actually pretty good. I'm going to take the gold on this turn. Every single turn, if you don't get any research, like if you don't advance your tech tree, you can take charity. You could basically defraud charitable organizations. So you can either get 4 gold or you can get 2 lanterns, and this is to keep you from falling too far behind the enemy, basically. But if you're ahead, it becomes super useful for solidifying your lead, so just keep that in mind. That is a strategic decision you'll want to decide on, is do I want just like the currency right now, or do I want to buy an upgrade? That's something to consider. We'll submit our turn for the perusal of all of our thiefy and related criminal contacts. Lygrave is up. He's basically playing on the backfield right now. He's on his heels. Ah, he's actually infiltrating, though. He's spending a lot of his time infiltrating. But we've got him on his heels right now because he's not producing any combat units, and we are.
I am here.
That's our assassination target. It sounds like it's more than likely a priest, possibly. Let's see what we got down here. Okay, it's another...
Yeah.
All right, let's go whoop his gang before his gang gets a chance to kill things and gain a whole bunch of strength. So there's 2 gold. And this right here is why you really want to make sure that you prioritize killing enemy gangs first. Because once they pick up momentum, they are very difficult to kill. We'll go with... Let's give him some gold. I mean, him generating cash for us every time you whack somebody is really, really good. Now then, we've got an option. Oh, we've got to find a... Never mind, we don't get... So there's a group called Thugs that I talked about previously. I was thinking I had to research Thugs, but you don't research Thugs. You get Thugs from finding your way into public houses. Oh, and we don't have any on our block right now, which is really, really unfortunate. I need to get this cop up and out of our territory. Oh, I don't have the dagger yet either. Okay, buy the dagger for right now, because that's an easy way for us to clear out political opponents. We're going to clear this guy off this side street because I'm going to scout down this way on the next turn. He goes down. We take the money that's inside the cop's pockets. There it is. We've got 12 gold right now. There's a bank on that side. Tough one. I need to get somebody into this neighborhood so we can figure out what he's infiltrated and we can start kicking him off. He's got an estate right there. I don't know what happens if I infiltrate an estate. And in fact, I don't know if I can. Let's wait a turn before we do that. Because I don't want to spawn a bunch of urchins and then find out they can't go inside these buildings. And then to have them just like sitting around. Ooh, Lygrave's going to throw out a knife right there. Okay. They're going to continue infiltrating. Alright. Oh, and he's going to pop out with a bat. Okay. Not good. Not good at all, because that means on the next turn I have to dedicate my cash to buying a gang and focusing on him. So we're going to do the exact same thing to him that he did to me. There's 1 damage off right there. I'm going to scout this block. I'm going to scout this block so I can figure out what he's got going on over here. Oh, the trading house. Okay, so he's getting research too. Top of that, we're going to spawn a gang. You can only have 1 gang at a time, so
Let's go.
be aware. This is going to start off a arms race of us just continuously whacking each other over and over and over again until somebody gets thugs to, like, basically strengthen the gang. I don't think he's going to survive to the next turn, so I'm just going to give him the damage upgrade. Realistically, what I want to do is I want to start ousting people off of this point. Ousting kids off of there, but can't be done for right now. We got to focus our efforts on scouting and doing other things. We can get reinforced steel, which allows us to attack once for 2 damage. That would be really, really nice. And in fact, I think that's the one I'm probably going to lean into. We can unlock a saboteur, who booby traps buildings and scouts tiles. Or we can unlock the thug. Let's go ahead and get a thug. I thought we had to infiltrate public houses to get the thug, but I guess I was wrong. I think it lowers the cost of thugs when you go into public houses. And what I'd like to do now is actually, let's fold the thug into this gang.
Okay.
And so there it is. He just got a little bit stronger, and you can see he's got an extra HP now that makes him quite a bit more resilient and difficult to kill. In fact, I'm going to spend a bunch of money just getting thugs right now. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to fold every single one of them into this gang so that we basically just have bruisers running all over town with the ability to wipe out anybody that gets in our way. This is going to be our strong arm tactic for the remainder of the episode. I submit my turn there. We're all nice and done. A little bit more research done.
I am here.
There's the stab as we expected. They've got blackmail from that location. That's no good. That means that they're now ahead in the greater scheme of the game. Oh, really? He can whack estates. Oh. Okay, so he took skill points to... Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Understandable. What I want to do then... Oh, he's blocked. There we go. Stab him. Scout that block right there. There's a trading house on that side. Okay. I would suggest maybe that we...
On my way.
Scout over there, possibly. See what you can find.
Yeah.
On this side, we do need to get rid of him, but we also need to get rid of his advantage inside the trading house. Let's kill his gangster first. So his gangster is now officially down. I'm going to focus him on getting gold for kills, because that's what his main focus is going to be. We can actually put out quite a bit of damage per turn now. We've got 5 gold coins. I'm going to take... Let's take reinforced steel on this turn. That'll make it so that when we stab enemies using Longfinger, it'll do 2 damage. It'll soften targets up for us, basically. A masterpiece was stolen, so that's going to give him a bit of a gold advantage, too. He also whacked a cop on that side. Alright. I do think he's beating us a little bit in the long game right now, but I think we can turn it around. So let's go ahead and start evicting kids out of here. Oh, there was Lygrave's trap. Really? He booby-trapped it. Okay, that was a mechanic that I was not aware of. Cool.
Yes.
Let's scout that way. We'll see what he's got going on. I'm going to take the cop for right now. We'll get the cop out of the way. I've still got some scouting left. So we've got an orphanage. I assume that lowers the cost of me acquiring urchins. Okay. So that's done. We got to decide what we want to do here now, because I do think we are getting outplayed. We're going to take the gold because I'm going to need resources on my next turn. I wasn't aware that he had a saboteur as of yet. We will submit our turn. But we are going to have to make up the difference at some point here.
I am here.
Okay, so he's on that side. I may start blocking off streets with thugs, too. Just to make a go of it. Okay. So his thug's going to move to the south right now. What I do like about this game is that the art design is really, really on. It reminds me of one of the Clay titles. In all honesty, I think they did a really, really good job with the art design. And I think they did a fantastic job of just kind of creating an ambiance to the world and kind of like an overall, I guess, theme to the way things feel. Go ahead and attack him for the 2 damage. We'll get him on the next turn. At the bare minimum, we'll force the enemy to keep pumping resources into him to keep him alive.
On my way.
Scout that neighborhood. We'll burgle that one. So there's 10 gold for us. I'm going to keep trying to evict them out of there. Limit his ability to generate research. I'm going to increase his eviction powers as well. We've got a little bit of gold right now. It may be worth it tactically to start blocking him off with thugs and making it so that he can't work through my neighborhoods. Basically just blocking off corners and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to put a thug right there.
Okay.
The trading house, I don't really care about that much. Let's wait for a second. Take the gold, because we're going to hit them with just a flurry of minions in one of these next turns. Alright, so there's our 2 lanterns. We can do research on the next turn. This also, it forces him to think about what he wants to do with his attack every turn, basically. Oh, really? I was not expecting that as an outcome. Okay. It's unfortunate, and it's not what I wanted to spend my turn doing, but I'm going to have to use Longfinger now to assassinate that guy. So down he goes. We take the gold from him because I need to continue evicting urchins out of here. In addition, I need cash.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to burgle my way around the neighborhood, generating what coin I can.
Of course.
Let's go ahead and evict them one more time. 2 urchins evicted. The trading house is now open. I'm going to add this to gold per kill because we are going to need the extra cash flow.
Yeah.
My thug can't do anything for 2 turns. But I need to replenish his health.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and fold them into the gang because basically our gang leader is all by himself right now.
Okay.
And he's leveled up enough at this point to where he's a serious like liability to the enemy. Like he can basically take out anything that they can deploy without too many problems. Gotta decide if I want gold right now or if I want to go after something sustenance for the discerning thug. So we get +1 to thug health, the hard stuff. Okay.
Oh, oui.
So if I've got my saboteur,
Oui.
how does he help me out? Yeah, set a trap on there. Just in case they try to take it back. So there it is. We've set a trap at that location. Hopefully if they try to grab it, they will be punished for that action. Everything else look good? Everything else looks okay to me. We can burgle jewelry from estates for 4 gold. Yeah, do that, please. We could use the cash. I think our finances are really kind of ugly at the moment. I do like the way it does feel like the game might be designed a little bit with the possibility of moving over to mobile with the way that you can like double click on stuff and double tap on things and make stuff happen. I don't know 100% that that's the truth. So he's generating from over there now. I'm going to continue hectoring him. I'm not going to let him get away with it. Frankly, I'm going to keep messing with him on that side as much as possible. Alright, so we're back in action. Our thug is now gone.
Yeah.
I am going to spend a turn. Go ahead and hit that estate. I would also like for you to kill that thug. And then scout down the back street for my gang. Oh, I haven't scouted it yet, so I can't hit it. Okay. So for my gang, then, just spend your turn whacking cops, I guess. Get them up and out of our neighborhood. Generate a little bit of cash. There you go. 3 gold for whacking the cop. Yup. And then what we'll do is we will continue bolstering this individual and just making him very, very threatening to my opponent. I do like how, in the background, it's the little things in games like this, too, like how every single time you add a thug, it actually adds a little shadow behind him. Every time you upgrade his damage, his weapon gets more awesome. I like that a lot. I think that that's cool, and like every time you upgrade the amount of gold he gets for killing somebody, he gets like a new little thing added to his hat. He gets more fancy, basically. It's little UI things like that that show the player that positive advancement is being made on the part of their army or their character or their player or whatever, that I think really, really stands out and makes a game fun. I think that's probably the last thing we could pull out right there. I'm going to spawn an urchin, though, against my better judgment and have him infiltrate this house over here. We haven't done anything yet with this turn. I'm going to need gold, so I'm going to focus entirely on taking the cash right now. My name is Splattercat. This game is called Antihero. If you like what you've seen so far, please let me know, and I'll do another episode, and we'll finish off this game, and we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't seem to be your cup of tea, let me know about that, too. What do you think about this game? always leave a comment down below. YouTube has swapped things around right now to where comments matter more than anything, so please let me know your opinion, and I'll be right there reading. If you like what I do here on the channel, showing off indie games, I do pay for a lot of the games I play here on the channel, so the way that you can support me is through the Patreon. That enables me to constantly, every single week, be buying new indie games and kind of stocking up the coffers and making sure that I've always got something fresh for you. I will see you all next week, or in the next episode if you guys like it enough. Hi do, everybody. Bye-bye. This is Antihero. Check it out down below.